everybody, and welcome to this weekly analysis that I do every Sunday. We're looking at the third week of January 2023, and yes, the chart you're looking at is Bitcoin. So is Bitcoin turned bullish? Well, we'll look at that in a little bit more detail after I do the weekly analysis, after I cover a review of the trade setups that I have, covering gold and the major pairs. But first, let's have a look and see what high impact news we have coming up for this week. This is the news that's coming up for this third week of January 2023, and there's nothing on Monday except for the Bank of England Governor Bailey will be speaking. Then on Tuesday, there's a little bit from the GBP, the CAD, and the US dollar. The news you really need to watch out for this week and be very, very attentive to is the Japanese yen. The Bank of Japan will be releasing their monetary policy statement, and that is going to cause a lot of volatility with the Japanese yen pairs. So be aware of that. And it says tentative, and it's always like that with the Japanese news. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. So we don't know exactly what time they will be announcing this monetary policy statement, but be aware on Wednesday that will be happening. It could likely be early in the day during the Asian Pacific market. So be aware of that because there will be a lot of volatility on the Japanese yen pairs. And then also on Wednesday, a little bit on the pound, and then more news on the US dollar, and nothing on Thursday and Friday, which makes this upcoming week a little bit different from last week. Last week it was very quiet on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a lot of volatility on Thursday and Friday. So be aware of this news. Check forexfactory.com for your local times. The times you see here are Asia times for Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand. Check forexfactory.com for your local times and be aware of these high impact news items. As I always start off with my analysis looking at gold, that's what we have on the chart now. Before I go through this, let me just remind you that this analysis that I'm sharing with you on a weekly basis, this is my perspective of what I see happening in the markets. These are my trade setups. These are the trades I'm likely to take. I'm not suggesting or recommending that you take the same trades. This is not financial advice. You can take the same trades if you want, but it's up to you to use good risk management to manage your own account and to protect your capital. So we'll look at gold and the major currency pairs. First of all, gold, well, as I've been saying every weekly video for the last 8 or 10 weeks, gold has been bullish since when? Since the 7th of November 2022, and it just continues to climb up. We have had retracements, corrections, pullbacks along the way, which is what all commodities and currencies do, but this has been a continuous bullish run since the 7th of November last year. And recently in the short term, we saw last week that gold got up to that very strong psychological level of 1900. All right, it couldn't break above that on Thursday, closed below that, but then on Friday was well on its way, broke above 1900. So that resistance level of 1900 has now become support. So we now have support at 1900. Now the price is very high. Okay, you see the stochastic here on the 4-hour chart is above 90. All right, and on the daily chart it's even higher than that. So we need to wait for a correction, wait for a pullback. Okay, gold will retrace. Don't buy at these high prices. Let the price come back to you. Let the market come to you. So I have a buy limit on gold at 1895 to 1900. 1900 is not a magic number where you can take a long trade. You need to watch the charts. Okay, it could break a little bit below that. It could come even lower, down to maybe around 1887, 86, 85 would be the next support level. But I'm expecting to be able to take a long trade in the 1895 to 1900 zone on gold next week. So let's look at the Euro US and also have a buy limit, as all of the major pairs are bullish against the US dollar as the US dollar loses strength, continues to fall down, except of course for the USDCAD and USD Swiss, where the US dollar is the base currency. But with these three major pairs, the four major pairs, the euro, the AUD, the New Zealand, and the pound, they are bullish against the US dollar. So for the Euro US, I have a buy limit, okay, at 1.0795. That is above that now. We need to let that come back and give us a better price at 1.0795. For the AUD US, I also have a buy limit at 0.6925. The New Zealand US, I have a buy limit at 0.6345. And the pound US, a buy limit, okay, at 1.2165. And all of these are marked with the blue line, so you can see that we just need a little bit of pullback, a little bit of retracement for our pending orders to execute on those four major pairs. Then the USDCAD, of course, that's going to be a sell limit. Now that has broken below support, which is where the blue line is there, and then it tried to go back up, so support became resistance, and then for 3 days it could not break back above that level and fell down again, and just tried again on Friday, but still couldn't break above that. So that's a very, very strong resistance point where we are there now. And so that's where my sell limit is at 1.3430. A sell limit on the USDCAD as the US dollar continues to lose strength. 1.3430. So let's just jump down, as I always do, and look at the DXY, and you see how it continues to fall down. After reaching that 20-year high in September, it has continued to decline to the level where it is now, and we're getting lower lows, some accumulation phase in here where it went sideways and then continued to fall down, and is very likely to continue weakening in the upcoming short term. And one that I really like looking at here is the JPY. This is also an index. The JPY, the yen compared with 6 or 7 other currencies. And you see, I showed you on a different time frame. I had a trend line there where the Japanese yen came down, hit the trend line, and then exactly at that support level started to move back up, and has made a tremendous move back up on Thursday and then also on Friday of last week, and it's likely to continue strengthening. But remember, on Wednesday of this upcoming week, we have the monetary policy statement from the Bank of Japan, and we need to be very aware of that because there will be a lot of volatility on that day. So back to the one where we started off in the beginning of the video, and this is the 4-hour time frame. The first chart you saw was on the 1-day time frame. So what is going on with the Bitcoin? I don't trade Bitcoin. I do buy Bitcoin weekly, DCA, dollar cost averaging, but I don't trade because I don't like the volatility. But you look back at Bitcoin and you see what we have here is what some people were saying for a long, long time. This has just been the most boring asset to trade that you could possibly have. But now it's not boring anymore. All right, for the last week, late in the week, it started to make a move back on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday again, Thursday. No, this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because Bitcoin trades 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So this is yesterday. On Saturday, it made a huge move up, even got above 20,000, even got above 21,000. And now it's going sideways, just in accumulation phase. Looks like there's a little bit of indecision in the market. So what's it going to do? Has it turned bullish now? Is this the time to jump in and expect it to go to 30, 40, 50,000? Well, there's some different opinions out there. Okay, some say that a move and a close above 18,000 means that it's likely to go higher. But some Bitcoin experts are saying that this could be a pump and dump. So that, some big players are just pushing the price up and then expecting to take profit, and it could come crashing back down. So we're not really sure. All right, and that's why I don't like to trade Bitcoin, because of that volatility. But it could be turning bullish. It looks like, okay, on a regular chart, that it's definitely on a bullish move, but we don't know if this is sustainable or not. All right, so if you do trade Bitcoin, be cautious. Don't go all in. All right, let's let this play out, see how this unfolds. Okay, So remember, with my analysis, okay, I hope this has helped you a little bit. These tips and suggestions help you with your trades. But remember, I'm not suggesting or recommending you take these trades, but you can if you want. If you have any comments about these or any other pairs you'd like me to look at, I'm glad to cover those in my weekly analysis. Be sure you subscribe to this video because I make this weekly analysis every Sunday before the market opens on Monday. So thank you for being here. Thanks for your comments and inquiries, and have a great week of trading. And I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.